Welcome back to the Kult of Athena YouTube channel. Today we're looking at the Darksword, the Guardlan. This is a double-edged blade that has some modern interpretation as well as some Viking influence. Let's take a look. Let's look at specs real quick. 40 and 7/8 inches overall length of this double-edged sword from Darksword. And we have a 29 and 15/16 overall on the blade length. This one's weighing in at 2 pounds, 10 ounces. Not overbearing, not even that heavy for a sword that you can have use of with two hands. And as the description really shows on this one, how this feels is, think of a single hand Viking sword that has like long sword attributes in a way. I think the intention of it too is just to be able to have long cuts, longer brushing strokes on this one. You obviously have a really great direct thrust on this. And with dark swords, it's going to be moderately sharp. So if you want something a little bit more sharp at your discretion for cut testing, you may want to add a sharpening service, which you can do at cultofathena.com. Point of balance on this one is going to be 4 1/4 inches from the guard. We have the fuller running through this one to take out excess weight, which is keeping it at 2 pounds, 10 ounces. That way it's not super heavy. And then we also have a handle length of 6 inches. So this is, again, a modern design with some Viking type of influence to it. You can see that you have plenty of room for a full two-handed grip. You can go into more of a double force grip or even an assisted grip if you wanted to do that as well. But you have plenty of room with two hands. But really, as well, because it's not super heavy, it's actually pretty easy with training in order to move with this with one hand. And then of course, steel quality for this one from Darksword is a 5160 high carbon steel. This is also going to come with an integrated sword belt. The cool thing with dark swords is that they have what's called a rain guard or sometimes a chap. Rain guard is kind of like slang for it or like modern term. And that's what's going to do is not allow as much stuff to get in the scabbard, basically. That's really all that means. So you have this lip here, which is going to help with retention. It usually just kind of notches up onto the guard, which is a good thing because then that way there's a little bit extra retention. Of course, you know, don't hold your swords upside down. The integrated sword belt you can see is wrapped around the scabbard, and then you have the attachment for a sword frog, so you can add this and actually wear this traditionally if you're doing this for reenactments. If you just want to know what it feels like to carry a sword and you want to add this to your collection, you have that option. So this is kind of like a deluxe version when it comes to Darksword. All right, so what I want to do now is just offer a little bit of movement of the Guardlan from Darksword. Just a little bit of movement around with some cuts, some different guard positions on the thrust. That way you can see the sword in motion. Let's take a look at that. All right, talking about cut testing, this one has been sharpened by our sharpening guys. So this has an edge that's going to be more than moderately sharp. It has an edge where it's gonna have a pull on it, so it is plenty sharp to do cut testing with tatami mats and water bottles. We're using water bottles this time because we're out of tatami mats. Let's take a look and see what the Guardlan from Darksword can do. All right, let's take a look at some up-close looks of the Guardlan from Darksword in the scabbard and out of the scabbard. Alright, thanks for joining me for this review of the Darksword, the Guardlan. This one is an interesting design. It's got some Viking influence to it. So if you're looking at something that's really a Viking influence and also has a longer handle, this is really going to be a blade for you. If you want to buy this one from Darksword, click the link in the description below this video to buy this one today at cultofathena.com. As always, subscribe to the channel, like this video, let us know in the comments below this video what you want to see on the reviews. And I'll see you in the next one.